Intersectionality is essentially the different layers of oppression that a person can experience based on the different parts of their identity. So generally speaking, when we're looking at identity, we're looking at like gender, we're looking at race, we're looking at education, we're looking at religion, we're looking at socioeconomic status. Other theorists come up with other pieces of identity, but those are pretty much the basics. And everybody's experience of oppression is going to be different. Because me, as a person of color, I grew up middle class, I'm a woman, is going to be so different from, let's say, my partner, who is a person of color, male, grew up in a lower middle class, in a totally different part of the city, right? We're both, yes, people of color, but our experiences are hugely different because of the different layers of oppression, right? His experience of a class, that was different. My experience of gender, right? I was a female, that was different for him, who was a male, right? So we have to look at all these different pieces of a person's identity when we're looking at how they've experienced their oppression. So Noreen, when you talked about, you were a woman, that was real, right? Like that was real in terms of your experience of oppression. It was a piece of it. And then now you may have new experiences where now you're seeing it's you being a woman and a person of color coming together and now impacting your experience of oppression, right? So we have to look at it in this more complex way. Our identities are not simplistic. All these different layers interact with one another. They intersect with one another to make our experience individualized. And Sim, what you were saying, like feeling that guilt, I feel it all the time, especially when I used to go and visit my partner when we were dating, right? He grew up in Jane and Finch, right? So again, there's those implicit biases around Jane and Finch, those stereotypes. And I remember turning to him and being like, I don't feel black enough here, right? Like these girls don't like me here when we'd hang out with his friends because I'm not black enough. I came from Oakville, right? And he would agree. They would all agree and be like, yeah, 100%. Your experience is not the same as theirs. And so I think we need to put that into perspective as we have these conversations around race and racism, that everybody's experience is different based on the different layers of oppression that they've